Okay, so before I get into this one, I used to work for a restaurant that had this system called a call ahead. So the call ahead is you go online, you place your name on the wait list, and it just shortens your wait time. It doesn't eliminate the wait time, but it shortens it, and it also doesn't guarantee you a table right away. Therefore, it's not a reservation. The issue with that was everybody just automatically assumed that it was a reservation. You would have to go back and forth with everybody every time they put their name on this stupid call ahead list, and it just caused a whole lot of confusion. So one day this lady comes in, she's like, "Hey, my name is Tina. I got a reservation for a party or two." So we said, "Well, we actually don't take reservations, but we do see that you added your name to the wait list. And since I'm checking you in now, it's really going to move you almost all the way up to the top. The wait should be no more than 10 minutes." Now, again, the reason for clarifying that it wasn't a reservation, it was just a wait list, is because people automatically assume that they will get immediate seating, and that's just not how it worked. So she tells me, "No, no, no. I made a reservation. I'll show you the email." So I say, "No, you don't have to do all of that. I'm pretty sure that I'm aware of what the email says. If you give me a few moments, again, it'll be less than 10 minutes. I'll get you seated." And she's like, "I trust that it'll be shorter than 10 minutes, seeing that I have a reservation. I'll be over there." And she goes to sit down in the lobby. So I'm not paying her no mind. It's a busy night. We got things to do. So less than 10 minutes, it was like 6, 7 minutes, a table comes available. She has a party of two. I then take her to a table for two people. She gets to the table and she's like, "What is this?" So I say, "A table?" And I'm there to accommodate. So it's not like I had an issue that she wanted a bigger table. It's just the manner of how she went about it. So I'm like, "Okay, fine." I look over to the back. I see that there's a booth becoming available. Like the busser's literally finishing up wiping the table. So I get in the walk-in. I'm like, "Hey, the table of two that I was going to sit here, I'm actually going to move here. You can go ahead and seat the next party." So I take them all the way back to the booth. I mean, not all the way, but I take them to the booth, and she sits down. She's like moving really slow, and she's like looking around. And so I only wait until everybody's situated to hand them the menus. So as I'm handing her the menu, she's like, "Yeah, this is not going to work. It's not enough lighting back here. I don't see how you guys expect people to sit back here." So now the other side of Kelly is coming out. Because one, I don't really appreciate the manner in which you're communicating with me. And two, I'm not one of the three bears, and you're not Goldilocks. You're not going to be walking around the restaurant until you find a table that is just right. So I'm like, "Ma'am, I've offered you two tables at this point. A table in an area that has more lighting is definitely going to take a little bit more time." So she's like, "Well, why would it take more time if I have a reservation? That's what I'm not understanding." So I said, "Well, the lack of understanding is not on my end, unfortunately, because I've explained several times that you don't have a reservation. You actually only put your name on the wait list. I am more than happy to accommodate, but I just can't take you to each and every table in the restaurant until you get comfortable. So if you want to wait for a table with more lighting, I'd be more than happy to appease you. However, you have to wait longer." So she huffs and she puffs, and her and the guests, they get up, they follow me, and I hear her just talking the whole entire time. So she goes, she sits back in the lobby. About 15 minutes later, I noticed that they're not in the lobby anymore. So I don't think anything of it. Maybe they went outside to smoke. Maybe they went to the bathroom. I'm moving on with my night. I'm not worried about them. I get a call on the walkie like, "Kelly, can you come to table 102?" So I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." I go over there. The two ladies with the reservation are standing over the original two top that I tried to sit them at. So I go over and I'm like, "Hey, ladies, like, what seems to be the issue?" Reservation Tina's like, "Yeah, you need to fix this." So I'm like, "Fix what?" And so she's like, "For some reason, you guys decided to sit our table." I say, "Excuse me?" She said, "Yeah, we just got tired of waiting, so we just decided to take the first original table." Ma'am, ma'am, this is not how this works. I said, "Ma'am, we gave you this table, you declined it and wanted to sit at another. We gave you that table, you declined it and wanted to sit at another. Now you can't change your mind and decide that you no longer want to wait and just go back to the original table." I said, "We have other guests that we have to accommodate." And she's like, "Well, was my table not reserved?" "No, ma'am, it wasn't reserved because you never had a reserved table because you never had a reservation." And she's like, "Well, we want to eat now. So what do you suggest we do?" I suggest you go back to the lobby and wait for the third table that you've requested if you are hungry and you're ready to eat. Or if you like, I can remove you from the wait list and you can find another restaurant that takes reservations and hopefully they'll be able to accommodate you immediately." She looked at me and said, "This wasn't our first choice. This was just the last resort." I said, "I gave a damn."